Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another great day here, and it's another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. And as always, we do have Kelly Cook with us. Surprise, surprise. Kelly,
Surprise.
What was the best thing that you did for your business over the past year? So for the year of 2022, what would you say was the best decision you made for your business?
The best decision I made in 2022. That's a great question. I would say that the best thing I did was share in the profit pool to an extent with my agents and my team, my staff. And the reason I say that is because, when the market goes up, everyone I assume had a good year in 2021, right? Relatively speaking, you probably did better. You should have.
It was
right?
hot, yeah.
So I would say that investing when you did well, taking some of that off the table to invest back into the people that helped you get there was important, because now the market has shifted, right? And now it's very easy to have somebody be like, well, you know what, this is not going well. I'm going to leave, go do something else, whatever, right? So investing in them going into 2022, knowing you had a good year in 2021 and that it's not going to last forever, was probably the best thing I did, because that created a lot of momentum and buy-in from the team. And we did it on the agent side too. It wasn't just staff. Now they had to earn it, right, through their productions, but they had an outstanding level of achievement in terms of their production. And we set certain levels for that, right? Tiers. Then they were able to share in the profit share pool as well. So I would encourage everybody to think about that. Now, you don't have to have some fancy calculation. Ours is a little more complicated, but I would encourage everyone to think about that, right? Maybe this year is going to be a little tough because maybe you didn't end the year as well, given whatever market you're in. But to think about when you have good times, have metrics set, because when you have a good time, it's always good to give a portion of that back to people who help you get there, because it's just better retention, better buy-in. And it's just you get by giving, right? So it's a good thing overall anyways. So that was my long-winded answer.
All right. I mean, that was almost a whole podcast episode in and of itself, but no, that's perfect, because Kelly, that actually ties into what we're talking about today in some sort of way, right? You're talking about giving appreciation, kind of showing it wasn't, you recognize that it wasn't all just you that had these successful years, right? It couldn't be. You can't spell team without I. I don't remember what that I don't remember what that is right now. I'm blanking on that saying. Kelly, what is it? You can't spell
there's
I.
No I in
There's
team.
no I in team. Okay, there we go. Like, you can't spell I without team. And I'm like, wait, yes, you can. That is literally how you spell it. But yeah, there is no I in team. So giving back to those people that helped you get there is really, really important. And maybe not only for your staff, your agents, but also your clients. I mean, you have to thank them as well. And so today we're going to be talking about end of year stuff. Obviously, this is where a lot of the appreciation and kind of the gifting, right? The spirit of Christmas and the holidays kinds of comes in. And so it's an easy tie-in to show that appreciation to either your clients or your staff, your team, things like that. So is there still time to plan it? I know we're in December. We're getting toward the end of the year, but I think that it's still a good time to start thinking about how you want to say thank you and give back to those people that did help you get to where you are, right? And show your appreciation.
Yeah, no doubt about it, right? Like, I think it's a good timing, right? There's still time. It's early December right now, early December. So you still have time to do something. It could be something as simple as sending a text message, right? Or a video text, even better, just saying thank you. But I do think this is good timing for this episode, guys, because if you don't have a plan to do something for appreciation back to your clients and or your team, you're missing the boat. Right? You need to have that plan. You need to take care of the people that take care of you. And those are your clients as well as your team members. In fact, I would argue that your team members are your main client. They're 1A, and the 1B is the actual client, the buyer, the seller, right? So I think that's something that's very important to do. And it doesn't have to be around Christmas, the end of the year, but that's what a better time to do it, because everyone's kind of in that mood already. So hopefully you are diligent with the money
They're
you
all
made.
jolly.
Yeah, jolly, holly jolly, fat Saint Nick, whatever, right?
Yep.
And they're happy. So it's a fun time of year. I love Christmas, right? Well, who doesn't? So anyways, it'd be great to do something. So for example, things I've done in the past. I'm not saying you should do any of these, but let's just back up a second. Let's go back to before Thanksgiving. Was there an event? Now, a lot of realtors do the pie event, and we do as well. We try to put our own spin on it. And so, it's a pies and pints event, right? So we support local. It's a local brewery. It's just, and it's awesome. And we don't buy the Costco pies. I love a Costco pie. There's nothing against a Costco pie, but because they're like the best value for the money, most realtors get Costco pies. And so, we're just trying to so we don't get Costco pies. We get something
from hand make them,
a bakery.
Kelly?
What's that?
I said, do you hand bake them, Kelly?
No, I do not. Absolutely not. That'd be way worse than any pie you could ever eat. But that means, although I do make a good healthy pumpkin pie, I will say that. Ooh. That's one other podcast. So I would say that you do something to try to attract people more to the event, right? If you're going to do an event that's kind of known, but it's kind of become a staple, right? Our clients expect it, and it's a nice little way to say thank you towards the end of the event. Everyone has a lot to do around Christmas. So that's why we choose purposely not to do an event and fill up a Saturday or a Friday night on one of those coveted weekends leading up to Christmas, right? Because everyone has Christmas parties to go to and that kind of thing. So we don't do that. It's a lot to compete against. So we do it before Thanksgiving. But there's a Christmas spin to it to an extent, right? With that event. Now, what we do choose to do is we will just put our clients who just received that the gift of the pie event, as well as we do other gifting throughout the year, but we do send them a Christmas card of me and my family, right? So it's, we all send the Christmas card that we all of them do it. But a lot of us do the Christmas card thing, right? The family, and, and you're dressed up nice and you're
super personal. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's more personal. It's about what the family's about, because hopefully the relationship you built with a client went deeper than just the transaction, right? And this is one way to do it, by the way. So it's kind of a dual-headed monster. You're going to have the Christmas card done for your friends anyways, so you may as well print some extra ones and mail those out to your clients and put them on their wall, hopefully fridge, something, and remember you for a little while until Christmas is over, right? It's a nice little personal touch. So we do that, and it doesn't take up any time that we're asking of them. The other thing is, we've done in the past, we don't do this currently right now, but I was doing a Christmas candle, right? We did a candle, and we mailed that, and that was kind of cool, right? A little Yankee candle. And, obviously that can get pretty expensive, as with any gifting can get, right? Because especially if you're mailing it, right? Because they're not light. So
they're heavy.
The U.S. Postal Service charges a lot for the heavy stuff, right? So that can get a little cumbersome and expensive, but
always have somebody run out and porch drop them as well, is always an option. If
you could do that
people,
too.
in town. So
yep, no doubt about it. So you can do that, or have just the agents, or all of us go out there and do it ourselves. So you can do that as well. But we used to do that. We don't do it anymore. Not that it wasn't good. It was just, it became this like kind of a big event, because we do the pie thing, and then all of a sudden turn right around. Oh my goodness, we got these candles, and we got to do this whole thing. But it's a good event, I thought, because you can have a branding on it, and it will sit out there, and they'll burn it all month of December, and that kind of stuff. So kind of cool idea. But I think those are some ideas you should do. But I should say, you should also do something to celebrate the year that you just had, right? Now, maybe you're different and you do a fiscal year where it ends in end of June, right? And it's not, because you guys know corporations, not all of them end the calendar year, right? But most of those realtors, I think, do the calendar year, and that's why I like to do it, because it's fun to coordinate that with Christmas and celebrating that and all that fun stuff. But we throw an event for our team as well. Now, this does take some time, and so if you have to do it like on a Thursday, go ahead. We choose to do a Friday. Friday is usually not as coveted as a Saturday. And so we do a Friday, we do it in advance. And truth be told, we have it at my house. And it's more personal, more intimate. And we get some catered food in, and we have a few drinks, and we have a white elephant, and we have a theme typically, right? Ugly sweater or whatever you want to do, right? There's all kinds of stuff you can do. But it's a great time, people, just to have fun, to get to know their spouses, right, a little better as well, and that sort of thing. So it's a blast. We'll look forward to it, and we have that coming up here in about a week and a half now, right? So I would advise now, if you're by yourself or just one maybe agent or an assistant on your team, something really small, that's easy, but you should still do it, right? Take them out to dinner, lunch, even if you can't afford the dinner or don't want it because you're brand new or whatever, right? But just do something to say thank you besides saying thank you. And by the way, I'm the worst at this. So if I can do it, trust me, you guys can do it too, right? Because my natural tendency is not to be a gift giver. It just isn't, right? I had to learn over the years that's a style. That's actually a personality trait. And I don't have it. And it's not an excuse because it needs to be done. I won't do it the same level that someone who naturally gets it, right? Because the people who, I was buying gifts for so-and-so every time there's a birthday or something, I'm gonna buy a gift for them.
Oh, that's me.
Never crosses my mind.
I love gifting. So
yeah, so there you go. I'm just the opposite of you. I don't like it at all. It's not like I don't dislike it. It just doesn't pop into my head. I want to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't come naturally whatsoever, right? But I know there's a time and place for it. And so you have to do it. And the cool thing is, once I say you have to do it, it's forced, right? It's not. It's just once you get into the mode of doing it, it's awesome once you're actually doing it. But just trying to get in that mode, and then you got to figure out, okay, what do I buy? And then if I buy it, they're going to think it's too little or too cheap or too expensive or whatever. I don't know, right? And it's just all these things next, right? So, but we do it around Christmas, guys, and I would suggest that you do it as well. So there's all kinds of things you can do.
Yeah, and an event is a really nice way to do that too. I mean, like Kelly said, you could go with the gifting, you could go with a couple of just a card or whatever. But I think the event is a nice way to do it, because then you don't have a bunch of those questions of, are they going to like this? Are they going to, it's a little bit, it's a little less pressure. I mean, of course you got to put on the event, kind of find stuff there, but and it's a good way to bring people together and kind of share in your success, right? Like, I mean, that's if it's for your team, that's what it's all about, sharing in your success. So doing it through an event, I think there's just a really good energy that surrounds that.
There really is. And everyone loves it. And, it's funny because, and even this year, our lender partner is going to, he comes in and he's like, hey, look, I'll even buy the first round at the place we go after your house, because my wife this year said it needs to end at a certain time. Right. Yeah. Right. As any wife could probably appreciate and also want to. Right. So you can do cool things like that. The lender gets involved. Your maybe your title partner, your inspector, or whomever. Right. That you have
build those relationships with your vendors as well.
That's it. You build that too. And by the way, that's happened in the past. I shouldn't say that's every year that's happened. They come and they have a good time and they get to know, the inspector's spouse, who you never will meet. Right. Ever. You're not going to take the inspector out to dinner. That just doesn't happen. Right. But now you get to meet his wife or her husband or whatever it is, right? And it's just a really cool time. So I would highly suggest to do it. And guys, you still have time. By the time this hits the airwaves, you still have time. And if you, for some reason, hear this after Christmas, put it on the marketing calendar, because I'm sure you guys all have a marketing calendar for 2023, end of year.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, perfect.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps us up here. It was a nice, quick episode. But before we wrap up here, I want to say that we really appreciate everybody who listens to this podcast as well. I wish we could invite you all to a party, but we don't have all of your contact information, so it's just not going to happen this year. But we really do appreciate listening. We've been doing this podcast, Kelly, for I think since 2018, so for quite a while. So again, we really appreciate all of you listening, keeping this going, keeping Kelly and I, talking about real estate every week. We appreciate it. And Kelly, I appreciate you. I just want to let you know.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. You know what? And if we were in the same city, I would invite you to the Christmas party as well. And
thank you. I would love it. I would absolutely come. We could talk about Nebraska football all night. That'd be great.
All night. Trust me.
All right, everybody. That wraps us up. But if you want to get in contact with Kelly, ask him any questions about what he's doing for his events or for, client appreciation, it's not to the forefront of his mind. So if it's not yours either, you want to talk to him about how he overcame that. Kelly, where can they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. 480-227-2028 or email Kelly at cookandassociatesaz.com.
Lastly, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I would really love to show my team appreciation, but I don't have a team, Please go to buildyourrealestateteam.com and download Kelly's full plan on how to do that so that by next year you can throw a great party at your house as well. Okay.
Absolutely. This is a great time to do it too. Take market share when the market's down.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of people are looking for, different opportunities too. So it's a really good time to get into it.
Absolutely.
Right. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, Kelly.
See you guys.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.